Hey there! Did you know that rich people use debt to get richer? You might think debt is a bad thing, but in the world of the wealthy, it's actually a powerful tool. Sounds crazy, right? First, let's understand what debt is. Debt is when you borrow money. Our parents often say that borrowing money is always bad, but it's not the case for billionaires. Why? Because there are two types of debt. There is good debt, which is when you borrow money to buy things that make you more money. Imagine taking out a loan to buy a rental property that pays you rent every month. And there is bad debt, which is when you borrow money for things that don't make you any money, like using a credit card to buy the latest smartphone. It's cool, but it doesn't help your bank account grow. Simply put, wealthy people use good debt to buy things that can earn them more money. Instead of using their own money, they borrow money and invest it in assets like real estate, stocks, or businesses to generate income and make a profit. They ensure that their monthly income from these investments is higher than their loan repayments, allowing them to earn extra money without using their own funds. Also, rich people really don't like paying a lot in taxes, as debt doesn't count as income, and because you still have to pay interest on debt, it isn't taxed, making it less burdensome. This is a form of tax avoidance that is legal and allows them to reduce their tax burden. It's important to note that tax avoidance is legal and different from tax evasion and fraud, which are illegal practices. I will explain this further in the next video. So, how does this good debt really work? The first one is the real estate strategy. Rich people love real estate, especially these rich. They use something called a mortgage, which is a big loan to buy houses. Take Robert Kiyosaki, for instance. He buys a house with a mortgage and rents it out. If the house costs $200,000, he might take a $200,000 mortgage at 5% interest per year. The tenant will pay the rent, indirectly covers his mortgage payment, and he still makes a $150 profit each month. Once the mortgage is paid off, he gets the full $1,500 per month as profit, all without spending a penny of his own money. As the house value rises, he earns even more. The second one is the investment strategy. A rich person borrows money at a 7% interest rate and invests it where he can get a 15% return. For example, if he borrows $100,000 at 7% interest, he pays $7,000 in interest per year. The third one is the buy, borrow, die strategy. Sounds dramatic, right? Here's the deal. Step 1. A rich person wants to make money, so he buys $100,000 in assets that go up in value, like stocks or real estate. Step 2. Instead of selling those assets when he needs money, which would mean paying taxes, he borrows $20,000 from banks, using his assets as a guarantee. This allows him to get cash without selling his assets and paying taxes because borrowing money is not taxed. Step 3. Let's say the $100,000 worth of assets grows to $150,000, resulting in a $50,000 gain. When the rich person passes away, his son inherits these $150,000 assets. Thanks to tax rules, his son Dos and T have to pay taxes on the $50,000 increase that occurred during his father's lifetime. This means he avoids paying taxes on the $50,000 gain. If his son later wants to sell these assets when their value has increased to $160,000, he only needs to pay taxes on the $10,000 increase in value since he inherited them. It's like getting a free pass in Monopoly. The fourth one is the leveraged buyout strategy. Here's how this works. Step 1. Rich person finds a company that has potential for improvement. Step 2. He borrows a large amount of money to buy the company. This is called a leveraged buyout. Step 3. He works to make the company more profitable. The profits generated by the company are used to repay the loan. Step 4. Once the company is improved and the loan is repaid, he sells it for a higher price than he paid. This is how he makes a profit. You might wonder, why do rich people take on debt when they could use their own money? Well, as I mentioned before, they don't have to pay taxes on debt. Plus, they don't have to use their personal money to make more money. It's like accessing free money. But using debt isn't all fun and games. There are risks. If the value of the house goes down or the business isn't performing well, they can lose money and struggle to repay the loan. That's why rich people spread their investments around and make sure they understand the loans they take. In a real-life example, one of the most famous cases is Elon Musk. Yeah, this guy is one of the world's wealthiest people, yet he has very little cash. Business experts always say not to let your money just sit in a bank account, but to invest it to make more. Elon Musk really takes that seriously. Most of his wealth is in stocks of his companies like Tesla and SpaceX, not in cash. In fact, he even admitted that he took a loan from a bank to cover his daily needs. So, you might wonder, why doesn't Elon Musk just sell his stocks and get cash? Like I said, Elon Musk wants his money to keep working. Selling his stocks means no more income for him, and he would lose control of his companies. If you want me to make other videos explaining these topics, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.